Hi all. My name is Kelly Seibart, and I wanted to share my success story with everyone. Take 95. No, just kidding. So I recently did, or am doing VMR. I started in the fall session with the group in September of 2021, and I guess I will kind of start at the beginning. I don't really love hashing out old negative stuff, but I think without the context, it's not gonna, I don't know, it's not gonna do justice to how well I'm doing, I guess. So bear with me while I just talk about some of the negative things for a second. So when I was 16, I got into a car accident that created a lot of self-esteem issues and PTSD symptoms that I didn't realize were those until later in my life. Around the age of 18 to 21, I was in an abusive relationship that really escalated my anxiety. Around the end of that, I had my first panic attack, thought that I was having a heart attack, called 911. And I just want to briefly note this because at no point in time did anybody in the medical system explain to me what was happening. Nobody used the word anxiety or panic. And this is like 2001. It wasn't really talked about back then, at least not in the, circle of people that I communicated with. Like anxiety wasn't even in my vocabulary. So I had no idea what was going on. And they told me, your heart's fine, and sent me home. And that was almost like more scary because I felt deeply that something was wrong, but nobody was explaining to me what was happening. And it was just really confusing. I went to my family doctor as well. He said the same thing. And actually sent me home with 6 Xanaxes. And I'm like, I didn't even know what Xanax was at the time. And I'm like, are these 6 pills gonna stop me from getting another heart attack? Like, what is this? Just, it didn't help. And then I went to another family doctor in a different area. And after I moved back to my hometown, and he said the same thing and just gave me a prescription of Paxil and Xanax. So I'm sure you can imagine where that led me. It was a whole bunch of craziness. I have lots of bizarre stories from what I call my Paxil days. I think I was only on Paxil for maybe 6 months, maybe like a year at the most. I just sort of flippantly stopped taking it one day, like, I don't feel like taking this anymore. But a lot of Paxil made it so that I didn't have any healthy anxiety. Like, would drink beer, smoke weed, take Xanax, and go to work and think it was totally fine. Like, if my boss notices, I'll just tell her. She won't care. Just kind of took away all logic, really. So I stopped, and then but I always continued my Xanax prescription. And so I've had a Xanax prescription for 20 years now. I can't even believe that. I did the math before I started this video, and I just can't believe I've had a prescription for 20 years. So, wow. Then I grew up in a party town, so alcohol was always in the scene, but within the past maybe 10 years, alcohol is an issue, basically. Drinking a bottle of wine a night, or 4 to 8 shots of whiskey every night. And my diet, of course, had room for improvement. I mean, I ate a lot of healthy things too, but there's always, of course, room for improvement there. But alcohol has been, an issue. So just really quick, I'll kind of list off the bad. So I had really bad mood swings, anger outbursts, reckless behavior, really dark lows. I was chronically hungover, no energy, no motivation. Sleeping was a really big issue. I couldn't go to sleep at night, or I would just pass out, one or the other. And if I passed out, then I always woke up around 3 a.m. in like sweating. I always woke up a lot of times in the night in general, and used my TV for security. Like I would always watch TV, but like in bed, in order to help me go to sleep, so I thought. And I'd always turn the TV on in the middle of the night because I just wake up in like total fear, basically, just completely fear-based. Getting up in the morning was impossible. I would hit snooze for hours, literally. I'd have night terrors, what I call night terrors, I don't really know what they are, where I'd startle up awake and sit straight up in bed and like gasping for air because it felt like I hadn't been breathing. I basically thought that I couldn't go to sleep without either alcohol, Xanax, CBD, or L-theanine. And I used one or all four of those for years, going to sleep at night. My hunger was always spiky, and I was either like nauseous or didn't have an appetite at all, or starving to death, or like extra full and lethargic. My relationship with food was always kind of volatile, definitely not healthy, a lot of restriction and guilt. I worked out inconsistently, and it was always really difficult. My thinking was very foggy. It was really difficult for me to focus at work. I constantly worried. I mean, just constant state of doom. Really perseverated on death a lot, just constantly was thinking about death. Driving was really difficult. Like my driving anxiety was really high, and I'd hyperventilate and have to pull over. My stomach was always just chronically upset, and that made driving sort of more anxiety producing too, because I was never sure if I was gonna like make it to the next restroom or rest stop. And without getting into, I guess, too many details about my BMs, I'll just say I had chronic painful diarrhea. So that was fun. Then came kind of fertility issues, and I saw a fertility clinic, and they prescribed me levothyroxine for my thyroid. 3 miscarriages, and again, I want to point out right now that like at no point in time did any doctor in the last 20 years say, hey Kel, maybe you should lay off the whiskey, or like, let's take a look at your diet first before putting you on levothyroxine and see if we can't, you know, get this balanced. Just kind of pisses me off. So now fast forward to July of like 2021, I started having a really bad string of panic attacks, one of which I thought for sure I was going to die. Like, this is it, you're dying right now. And when it was over, I'm like, I never want to feel this way ever again. Like, I am done. And very non-coincidentally, the same day, I saw a special for Vital Life Project and was like, okay, this is it. Signed up for that because at that time, it was like a slap across my face of every single complaint I had in life, every single thing I've listed off so far in this video, everything was a direct consequence of choices that I had made. And that was like, shit, you know, pretty humbling. Maybe humbling isn't even the right word. Pretty like embarrassing. And so I was really like adamant, like, you're done. dude, like, you're done. Like, no more of this. Like, time to figure out, it's time to make different choices. So then, boom, that day, saw the deal for the membership, got on that, and then, like, right after that, there was, like, the advertisements about VMR starting up in fall. And so I'm like, all right, let's do this. And signed up for that too. I had, I discovered Kelly Brogan in 2017, and I've always been on board with everything that she said. And so it's funny because it took like 5 years for me to get to this point of being ready to do it, I guess. I mean, I guess it's better than a doctor's office, which was like 17 years to catch up with the science, right? But, still like 5 years. And I am a therapist. I'm a therapist. And so in my practice, I'm like preaching all of this stuff and not practicing. And it's creating like this internal conflict. I'm like, oh my God, you're a hypocrite. You're not practicing what you preach, blah, 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 blah. It's like with all of my clients, I just constantly focus on diet, exercise, sleep, lifestyle, and like the choices they're making. Like those are like my top 5 things that I look at like pretty much exclusively. And so this feels really good to do this now, because now I just feel a little bit more, I don't know, validated or something. So I started VMR, and today is January 12th. My last day of VMR, because I extended it for 2 months. So I've been on the diet for exactly 3 months today. I've never cheated on it, never even accidentally ingested something in the off-limits zone. At the last day of the program, I just really felt like I needed more time. Sorry, Leela, I ignored your email, but only because I made a goal for myself and like just didn't really want to feel like if I introduced resistant starch, there was going to be some kind of a failure there. And I really don't feel that crappy or strung out. But I promise you, I will start eating white potatoes tomorrow. Okay, so that's why I haven't submitted a video until now. I really don't feel like I could have done VMR any better. I've read everything like multiple times, watched everything multiple times, taken notes, studied my notes, done everything multiple times. I really put everything into it that I could have. And so this leads me to the good stuff. So, first of all, success. I got through the holidays with drinking nothing but Berkey water. Small miracle. So, just going through the diet and everything through the holidays was just really cool. It was like, okay, if I can do it now, I can do it any point in the year. I can't believe I made it through without eating any cheese ball. I exercise every single day, have plenty of energy to do it. My motivation is super high. I get like lists of things done every day. No mood swings. My sleep is perfect. I get into bed at like 8, read for an hour, lights out at 9, sleep through the night. When my alarm goes off at 6, I pop right out of bed, perky. Perfect sleep. It's so amazing. Wow, I like forgot what it's like to sleep. My stomach is completely fine. Nothing is wrong with my stomach. And even if I'm regular, but even if I wasn't, I would be because of coffee enemas. Which I'm obsessed with, by the way, never stopping. My relationship with food is so much healthier. I eat whenever I want and however much I want, and I've lost 20 pounds. I don't sit around and worry anymore. I don't feel like a constant state of doom. Driving is so much easier. Very low anxiety when I'm driving. Still a little bit because driving's crazy, you have to admit. I love meditating. That's just everything. And I think, well, I know that that's really helped me be able to deal with stress and lowers my stress a lot. Like, nothing stresses me out anymore. I'm like completely fine. I mean, things that would have stressed me out before are like, I can't even explain it. It's just like, stress isn't even a thing. Journaling has been really therapeutic. I have like a million self-care things I do every week, and I make those things my number one priority. I found a Kundalini yoga class in my area, the only one actually, and I love it. It's really fun. We took the TV out of the bedroom, so there's no more TV in the master bedroom. That's not even, I don't even have to use that as a safety, literally like something to keep me safe anymore. I'm doing just really, really well. I feel really good, no complaints. And I recently fired my fertility clinic. Not really, because I'm a Libra, I kept them on the hook. But I told them that I needed like a 3 to 6 month break. Unbeknownst to them, I'm probably just never gonna call them again. But I just kind of felt like, all right, dude, you've been doing VMR for 3 months now. Like, if you're ever gonna try to get off levothyroxine, now's the time to do it. Like, you owe it to yourself right now to see if you're okay. And so I'm titrating off of that right now, and once I'm done, I will be completely pharmaceutical free. Boom. And just the last thing I want to say is just my anxiety in general is so much different. Like, I can just kind of like feel it sort of coming up, and I can immediately, like, I'm more sensitive to it. I can like immediately be like, nope, like, you're staying right here. You're not thinking about this, which is going to lead you up to here. You're going to stay right here where you are in this nice little calm state, and you're not going there anymore. I don't take any pill ever to, or at least not in the past 3 months, to make myself feel more comfortable. Even L-theanine, I'm like, nope, you're not taking, like, you have to figure this one out. You have to figure it out. You have to deal with it. You don't get help from anyone or anything. And that has made me feel really good, of course. So that's my story. Thank you for listening. And I guess I'll celebrate tonight by eating a huge chunk of cake. Just kidding, Jamie. Okay, bye.